welcome back. Today I'm here with my April book haul. As per usual, it's a fairly sizable one, so we're gonna divide this up into some categories. I have 12 books. I have 12 books that were sent to me by publishers or authors or PR companies. I have 12 books that I bought from Book Outlet. I have 3 books that I bought during the New York City Teen Author Festival, and then I have another 12 books that I bought in various other ways. So let's get into this. Oh my god. Okay, so of the books that were sent to me from publishers, some of them were unsolicited, some of them were books that people reached out to me about. I'm going to show them to you, so let's go ahead and do this. The first one is actually one that I got at the New York City Teen Author Festival. They were handing out ARCs of a book that sounds amazing. It's coming out in October through Torteen. That is The Good Luck Girls by Charlotte Nicole Davis. This, I think people are going to be really excited about. It sounds really, really cool. It is a debut novel by a Black female author, and this is about a group of outlaw girls in sort of a Western style story, but they're being chased by angry ghosts. So it sounds awesome. The back of it says this is like Westworld meets The Handmaid's Tale. So yes, I am here for it. This sounds amazing. And yeah, so this is super cool. I probably will not get to this particularly soon because it doesn't come out until October, but I am really excited for it and happy to have it. So I will be reading this probably like August, maybe? We'll see, something like that. Then, the last couple months I've been getting a ton of books from Amazon Publishing, so I have more to show you. They've been sending me, which I mean, I appreciate it. It's very nice. They pretty much send me mysteries and thrillers, which I don't actually read that many of. I do like them when I pick them up. So I think what I'm actually going to do, because I've been accumulating all of these arcs of thrillers that are coming out, that I might do try a chapter tag and see which of them sort of call to me. But to show you some of the things that they recently sent me, the first one is called Forgotten Bones by Vivian Bars. This one goes on sale August 1st. And there's a creepy old house on the cover, which looks pretty cool. This one is about an unlikely pair who teams up to investigate a brutal murder in a haunting thriller that walks the line between reality and impossibility, with like a small town police officer and a college professor and hallucinations. This sounds super interesting. That'll probably go into my thriller try a chapter tag at some point. They also sent me a finished copy of a book that I think is about to come out. This is Only Ever Her by Mary Beth Mayhew Whalen. And this is another thriller that I think is more of a domestic thriller. This one goes on sale May 7th. Through Lake Union Publishing. These are all Lake Union, which is one of Amazon's new imprints. So the cover's really pretty, so that's another one that I'll give a try to. And then the final book that I was sent from them this month was Relative Fortunes by Marlo Ben. This one goes on sale August 1st, and this one is a mystery novel set in 1924 Manhattan. So this is interesting. It deals with like women's independence and murder, I think. So yeah, very intrigued. Thank you so much to Amazon and I think Little Bird Publicity as well for sending me those. I am probably going to put them in a try a chapter tag and see how I get on with them because they sound intriguing, so we'll give those a try. Little Bird Publicity also sent me a finished copy of a book that I really, really appreciate. They had sent me a ARC copy of this as well. I did end up DNFing it, so unfortunately I will probably be passing this book along to someone else, and I will tell you why. I've read another book by this author. It's not the author. I like the author perfectly fine. She writes romance, but this plot in particular involves a romance between two people who are still married to other people. They're in bad relationships, planning on getting divorced, but I just don't like reading plots that involve a romance developing between people that are still married and infidelity. Just kind of not my thing, so this isn't one I'm going to be picking up, but hopefully I can find someone to pass it along to who will enjoy it. This is The View from Alameda Island by Robin Carr. Like I said, I did read another book by her a couple months back and really enjoyed it, but I think this one is just not going to be the one for me, but thank you so much to Little Bird Publicity for sending me a copy. This month I was sent 3 books by the Harlequin publicity team for promotion on Instagram, and I am excited about all of them. One of them I have actually already read, and I'm happy to have a finished copy. They also sent me, and I had an ARC copy for review. I did review it. I 5-starred it. That is One Summer in Paris by Sarah Morgan. I really, really enjoyed this. Have I talked about this one yet? I can't remember if I read it this month or last month, but I ended up giving this 5 stars. I really, really loved it. It's about friendship and finding yourself, and it has just beautiful relationships. I think Sarah Morgan writes the most interesting, complex characters that are really fully fleshed out, and I love her relationship dynamics, the way that she writes them. This one is about a woman who has planned a month-long trip to Paris to celebrate her 25th wedding anniversary, but the night of their anniversary, her husband tells her that he's been having an affair and wants a divorce, and so she ends up going to Paris on her own. And while she's there, she befriends a much younger woman who has fled London from some of her own issues, and they develop a friendship, and it's just beautiful. It's really, really great. It's about love and healing and finding yourself, and it's really, really good. So thank you for sending me a copy. I'm very happy to have a finished one. And then I've got 2 other books that they sent me. The first one is The Austen Playbook by Lucy Parker. This one is coming out pretty soon, and I'm excited. This is actually going to go on my TBR pretty soon because my friend Mara over at Books Like Whoa loves Lucy Parker anyway, but she read this and said it was one of the best contemporary romances that she's read in a long time, which is high praise. So I am excited to pick this up. This entire series takes place in London and follows actors. She said that this one is sort of like a romance between a Slytherin guy and a Hufflepuff girl, and just said it's really, really good. So yeah, I'm excited. And the final book that I have from Harlequin, I was actually surprised they sent me a hardcover, and this looks really fun too. I'm excited to read it. This is called The Pursuits of Lord Kit Kavanagh by Stephanie Laurens. It is an adult historical romance, and look at the cover. It's so pretty. I like historical romances. I think they're fun. It's like a nice escapist type thing, and yeah, I wasn't expecting a hardcover, so thank you to Harlequin. I'm excited for that, and I've been taking some fun pictures of it for Instagram as well. I have 3 books that I received from publishers that I was reached out to about, and 1 arc of a book that was given to me by an author, and I'm so excited about this, guys, because this is one of my most anticipated books of the year, and the author was so kind to like give me one of her arcs and sign it for me. This is Let's Call It a Doomsday by Katie Henry. This one is actually coming out in August. I'm so hyped for it. Katie Henry wrote Heretics Anonymous last year, which was one of my favorite books of the year, and she's just super sweet. I've met her. She's based in New York, and she's lovely. I don't know a whole lot about this one, but she writes a lot about religion and friendship, and I love the way that she tackles things. I'm really excited. I'm hoping to pick this one up soon. And guys, she's so sweet. It's signed. Let me see. Yeah, so nice. So yay! Super happy to have that. Then I have a book where I was asked if I wanted to be part of the BookTube tour for its release. This is coming out through a smaller indie press, but it sounds really great. I'm excited to pick it up. This is called Nellium by Claire Delicia. So I was sent this for review. You will be getting a review video on this from me in May. I think May 24th is the date I was assigned for the tour. And it sounds really interesting. It's a YA fantasy book about a girl who survived a plague that killed most of the people on her island, and so now she's living with her enemies. And then years later, during her enemy's betrothal ritual, a boy she's never seen before selects her as his mate, and she doesn't know why. And there's like sinister secrets and magic, and I don't know, it sounds really, really cool. So I'm excited to read this, so thank you for sending me a copy. And then Quirk Books sent me a book that just looks like a whole lot of fun. I'm excited for this. I think it's coming out in May. It is Much Ado About Mean Girls by Ian Doescher. So if you guys haven't read them, Ian Doescher wrote this really fun series of books that's like Star Wars Shakespeare, and they're hilarious and really, really well executed, especially if you like Shakespeare, and I like Shakespeare. They're just fun. So now he's starting a line of pop culture ones, and the first one he's tackling is Mean Girls combined with Much Ado About Nothing. So it's a pretty short book. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, it's like set up like a Shakespeare play, but yeah, so this should be a really fun one. And then the final book that was sent to me from a publisher this month is another one that I was reached out to about. This one is already out. It came out in April, but I told them I probably couldn't review it till May, so I will be reading this one in May, and I'm excited about it. It's called In the Key of Niragani by Natasha Dean. This is a Own Voices YA story about the daughter of Guyanese immigrants, and it's kind of a coming-of-age story. It's also about her balancing the dreams for her parents who want her to be like a doctor and her own dreams of wanting to be a musician and how she deals with that tension. So definitely something I'm interested in reading. I'm looking forward to picking it up, so thank you so much for sending me a copy. Hey, next let's talk about my book outlet orders, because I had 2 of them this month, and you'll see why. So here's the thing. If you guys saw my first Fantasy-a-thon vlog, you probably saw my unboxing of the first of these, and that leads into why I placed the second order. So the first order included something that ended up going into my Fantasy-a-thon reading, and that is The Ancient Magus Bride by Kore Yamazaki. This is my first manga that I read, and I really enjoyed it. So if you want to see more of my thoughts on that, go check out that video. But I read this is volume 1, and there are 10 volumes in the series, and I was like, well, I clearly need to get my hands on more of them, but I don't want to pay a fortune to do it. So when I saw a bunch more volumes pop up on Book Outlet, I placed another order. So this was part of my first order. This was my second order. Volumes 6, 7, 8, and 9 of Ancient Magus Bride. So here they are. 6, 7, 8, and 9. I am gonna collect these. They were like $5, $5.50 each, and they're normally like $13, so I kind of snapped those up. And the one other thing that was in my second order is Fledgling by Octavia Butler. This apparently is her vampire novel, and I have been collecting books by Octavia Butler. I've read one of her books. I want to read more of them. This one I think I might save for like Halloween time, because it seems like it would be a good Halloween read. But yeah, so that also, it was like $6.99, I think. Okay, so that was my second order. So what else was in my first order? Should I make you go watch my vlog if you want to find out? Maybe I should do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So if you want to know what else was in my first book outlet order, go watch my Fantasy-a-thon vlog. I will link it up above. I had another 5 books that I got from Book Outlet, and I'm not gonna tell you what they are. And I have a reason for buying them. Not all of them, but I have a reason for buying some of them, which is also something I talk about in the vlog. So if you're curious, go check out that video. This month I had the opportunity to attend the New York City Teen Author Festival, which was really great. I recommend, if you're in the New York area, that you definitely go and check it out. They do panels all throughout the week with tons of different YA authors, and then at the end of the week they do a big signing. So I brought a bunch of books from home to get signed, which I'm not going to be showing you today, but I also purchased 3 books, which I think it's pretty good. The first one is one that had already been on my wish list anyway, and that is the first of the Shades of Magic graphic novels by V.E. Schwab. This is The Steel Prince. I'm super excited to have this. I'm planning on reading it pretty soon, and I got it signed, yay! So yeah, I picked this one up. This had already been kind of on my list of things that I wanted. The second book is one that I actually got because Madeline from Novel Inc. loves this book. It is like maybe her favorite book. It's historical fiction mixed with magical realism from what I can tell, and she just raves about it all the time. So I thought I would give it a try. I don't know when exactly, but I'm hoping she's talked about maybe hosting a read-along of this series, so if she does that, I might jump in then. This is The Girl with the Red Balloon by Catherine Locke. I don't even know exactly. I know this is set in, what is it? It's like World War II. It's like a girl who's a time traveler, and it's in Berlin, and I don't really know. But she loves it, so I bought a copy, and I got it signed. Bethany, be a sponge. And the final book that I picked up during that festival is one that might be one of the prettiest books I've bought in a long time, and I don't know how I didn't know about it. It's a debut YA fantasy novel that just came out in February, I think, and it's gorgeous. I've not really heard much about it. This is An Affair of Poisons by Addie Thorley. And look how beautiful it is, guys. Like with, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And this is what the bottom looks like. It's a really, really beautiful book, and it sounds really cool. It's got a girl who's an alchemist and a royal bastard and someone who's killed a king. It's like a YA fantasy, and it sounds right up my alley. I'm really excited about it. I actually got to meet Addie, and we started chatting, and she was just lovely, and I was like, well, let me get your book. So she was really nice. There we go. She like signed it for me and gave me a lovely bookmark, as well as some cool character art cards, which I really like. So we've got Mirabelle, who I think is the girl who's the alchemist. La Voisin. I'm guessing she's a villain. She definitely looks like a villain. And Joss, who's maybe the bastard, possibly. So yeah, anyway, I'm excited for this. A Pair of Poisons. I'll let you know what I think. I'd like to pick it up soon. Maybe I'll throw this on my shelf for May. That would be fun. I think I might do that, even though it's not officially in my TBR. Okay, moving on. I have more books to share. So first up, I have a thing that I think I told you I was gonna do in my last book haul, which was because my dear friend Leanna over at Leanna's Library gifted me with the first 2 books in the Witchland series in the UK hardcovers, which are gorgeous, by the way. I obviously needed to order the UK hardcover of Blood Witch as well, so I have a matching set, and it's beautiful. Like, the spine is different, and the text here is different, and yeah, it's just really, really pretty, and I'm super happy to have it. So now I have, I mean, this is one of my, like, this is definitely one of my all-time favorite continuing series, probably my favorite YA epic fantasy that's being written right now. So yeah, now I have the US hardcovers and the UK hardcovers. Yay, it's so pretty, I love it. And then this month, I finally got around to reading Red Sister for Fantasy-a-thon, and I loved it. It was 5 stars, and I knew I wanted to continue the series, and I knew I wanted to own it in hardcover. I had originally been gifted the mass market paperback from my friend Mara at Books Like Woe for Christmas, which I really, really appreciated, but I was like, I want these in hardcovers. So I went out and got them, and apparently Red Sister is kind of hard to come by in hardcover. I don't know why, but it's hard to get them for less than like $20. I ended up finding a third-party seller on Amazon who was selling it including shipping for around $15, which I thought was pretty good. It's in good condition. So yeah, I have a hardcover copy of Red Sister, which, guys, I love it. I'm really excited to continue with the series. So I have that. And then I also purchased a hardcover copy of Grey Sister from Amazon. So yeah, now I just need Holy Sister, so I'm going to be on the lookout for an inexpensive, hopefully, copy of that. And then I will have all 3 books in the trilogy, and I can continue on with it. It's very exciting. And then I have one book that I got through a trade site. I used like this Facebook site where people trade arcs, and I sent off one that I didn't need anymore and got an arc of Bloodwater Paint by Joy McCullough. I've heard really good things about this. It came out in March of 2018, so it's like a year old, but I've been wanting to read it. It's a novel told in verse about a painter, a female painter. I don't really know details, but apparently it's really, really good. So I've been wanting it, and I got that through a trade. I have a few more books to share with you. First up, I have 2 arcs that I bought for like $1 each at the Strand. I know technically people aren't supposed to sell arcs, but they sometimes do in their like bins outside and stuff. The first one is coming out in May. This is Love from A to Z by S.K. Ali. She wrote Saints and Misfits. That was her debut novel, and I really, really loved it. This is YA contemporary about Muslim teens, and it deals with Islamophobia, and I think this one is also a love story. Early reviews sound really good, and I loved Saints and Misfits, so this is another one I should probably put on my TBR for May and actually read. Okay, we're gonna do that. And then the other one I picked up is E.B. Zaboy's middle grade novel, which is coming out, My Life as an Ice Cream Sandwich. And I think this one involves like a sci-fi thing, and I don't know, I'm excited. I love everything I've read by E.B. Zaboy, so I picked that up as well. Oh, and this one is coming out in August. Then I had an arc of this book, I read it, I loved it, and definitely needed to own a hardcover copy as well, and that is The Princess and the Fangirl by Ashley Poston. This is the sequel to Geekerella. I loved this a whole lot, and also the books are so pretty. I mean, look at this, like, oh my goodness. This is really a series for fangirls and people who know and love the convention life. It's so fun for that. I really love it, and I actually went to a signing for this one as well. One of my little stickies, here we go. So I have a bookmark, Bethany, Save Mara. I love it. So yes, I got that. And when I went to the signing, because I had already had a copy of this book, I needed to buy another book for the signing at this location. So they actually had signed copies of All the Crooked Saints by Maggie Stiefvater, which is a book I've been interested in reading. I really liked The Raven Cycle. I know I've heard mixed things about this, so I kind of wanted to wait till things died down before I picked it up. They got a signed copy, and it's in paperback, so yeah, I think it's really pretty, so hopefully I can get to that sometime soon. Alright, I have 4 more books to share. The first one I'm really, really happy to have. I found an early hardcover half-price copy of this, guys. This is The Red Scrolls of Magic by Cassandra Clare. Yay! This is an Alec and Magnus story, and I'm trash for Magnus Bane. So yes, I love it. Also, it's a really beautiful cover, and I am happy to have this, and hopefully I can read it sometime soon. So yes, I have that. I also found a half-price copy of a book that I've heard a lot of really good things about. It's been around for a while. It is a Romeo and Juliet retelling that deals with racism. And this is called If You Come Softly by Jacqueline Woodson. This is the 20th anniversary edition, and it's signed. It's really pretty. I love the cover. And it's about a interracial relationship that has kind of a Romeo and Juliet feel to it. It's a pretty short little book, but apparently it's really, really good. I've heard a lot of fantastic things about it. It's so pretty, and it is signed by Jacqueline Woodson. So yeah, I'm excited for that. All right, 2 more books. One is something that has been kind of on my radar for a while. I've been keeping an eye out for a lower priced copy. This is something I would love to read sometime relatively soon. This is Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Maria Machado. This is a collection of short stories that are like feminist horror, and I've heard a lot of really great things about it. It normally comes in paperback, but I found this like special signed limited edition hardcover copy, and I think it was like $12 or something, which I thought was amazing, so I snapped that up. And the last book that I have to show you is another half-price new hardcover that I found at the Strand. And this is a book that had also been on my wish list. I read the first book by this author and really, really loved it earlier this year. This is the newest book by Kate Ancrum, the author of The Wicker King. This one is called The Weight of the Stars. I have heard nothing but amazing things about this. I really loved Wicker King. Her writing style works for me, and I like what she's trying to do. This one is a futuristic book, so it's like a light sci-fi, but it's interesting because it's linked to the characters from Wicker King. So I'm really excited to pick this one up. So there you have it. Those are all of the books that I hauled in April. It's a lot, guys. I have so much going on right now. Like, BEA is coming soon, and like, how is life gonna happen? I don't know. I don't know. But talk to me in the comments down below any of your thoughts or feelings on any of these books, if you're excited to read some of these, if you want to buddy read any of these with me, if you think that I should get to some of them sooner than later. Let me know any of your thoughts. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.